What's the most important thing that you can possibly do for your business? Well, rule number one is always this: get paying customers. Without paying customers, you don't have a business. And it doesn't matter how beautiful your offices may be or how well you've worked out your product offering. It always comes down to rule number one: get paying customers. So that's the first rule, but what's the second rule? Well, for my money, it's this: we need to make an important, very simple switch in our mindsets. And rule number two is, don't look at your business as a business owner. Try to look at your business as a customer. That sounds very simple, but it's incredibly important. It's also the starting point for real-world innovation. Whenever we discuss this concept, and whenever it's discussed in business literature, we often come across the example of a small bottle of pills. So let's say, for example, that you produce and manufacture bottles of pills, and you're thinking about it like a business owner. What would you put on the front of your bottle of pills? Chances are, in very fine print, you'd include all the things that you need to appear. Things like the copyright details and disclaimers and the chemical composition of the pills in the bottle. Now, let's consider that from the point of view of a customer. It's 2 in the morning and something hurts. So you go to the medicine cabinet and you open it up, and there you have a row of 10 little bottles of pills. And you reach for bottle of pills number 3, which is the one that your company happens to make. And in tiny font, it has chemical compositions and disclaimers and copyright details, and none of that is of any use or interest to you. If you were thinking like the customer and you were doing this from their perspective, you would have very simple, bold guidelines about how many to take, what it does, and perhaps something that's color-coded that shows the difference between your bottle and the bottles next to it, something to make it stand out. Now that's a customer orientation, and it makes the world of difference. When we start applying that simple switch to everything that we do, we have to think differently. Instead of saying, what do I need to appear on this product, or what do I want to say on this website, we do the opposite. We imagine our world from the customer's perspective. We live through the whole experience with them, and we try to understand what they need and how they interact with this product. The way in which people interact with our products is often very different to what we assume. So let's say, for example, that you produce gum, and now you're halfway to making the switch to a customer orientation. So what you do is you get a focus group together and you put 3 different types of gum in front of me. Now I try the 3 different types of gum and I tell you that yours tastes the best. Hooray, right? Victory! Well, not so fast, because if you actually lived with me, you'd realize that I don't buy gum based on the flavor. No, in fact, when I walk into a store, I buy gum based on the shape of the container. I buy the one that fits into the cup holder in my car. Now, unless you're living my life and understanding how I use your product, you'd never know that. And in fact, for most manufacturers, they never even get that far. They think about what they want to put onto the container and how they would like a customer to use their product. So what if you made that simple switch? And which elements of your business would that impact? Think about your business from one end to the other. How you advertise, how you do your marketing, what it says on your website. Is it about you? Is it about your product and what you want to say? Or do you genuinely understand how your customer uses these products, how they look for you, what they search for, and what the total experience is in dealing with you? I've previously chatted about the idea that the gold in innovation is to be found in what's wrong with products and what's wrong with an industry. If you go looking for how customers actually use your product and how their world operates, you will see 100 small ways in which you can innovate. Most of these are small things, but from time to time, by digging in the world of their experience, you might come across a big, disruptive idea. That usually happens like this. You'll look at their frustration, you'll understand their world, and you'll say, you know, the way we're doing it is crazy. What if we just... Now folks, that's one of the most powerful phrases in the world of disruptive innovation. What if we just? That phrase is at the heart and soul of brand new ways of speaking to your market, of creating products, and of moving the world forward. What if we just? But to get to that phrase, you have to understand rule number 2. And rule number 2 is this: don't look at your business as a business owner. Look at your business as a customer. That changes everything.